Cole, like, because Cole makes a comment that he might have to kill somebody.
Are
you having an affair with this guy?
Right. I'm like, what's going on here? Then she showed up without her ring one day, but she wouldn't tell. First of all, I'm going to just say this. You show up without your ring and you ain't got no explanation, I'm calling your husband. I got questions.
Yeah, well, that's going to get your eye dotted. So I wouldn't recommend you do that either. Yeah, I wouldn't do that. Yeah. Do not call anybody's husband. Okay, hello. This mic on. Women on Words. If you listen to this, strike that last comment made by writer Michelle Ingrid. Do not call no woman's husband.
Okay.
Trying to tell him nothing.
That's the thing, though. I say that in jest, in the sense that my first question would be, if we are best friends, why are you incapable of saying to me, who tells you everything, what is going on? And the other question I have is, if we are best friends and you need help, assistance, caring, somebody to be there at your back, somebody to look out for you, I am now questioning our friendship if the person that you can't call is me. So then the question I have is, have I been relying on somebody for friendship who isn't really my friend? I got questions about our relationship. I say that I'm calling your husband in jest because now I've got questions about our relationship. If you're calling me your best friend and you're asking me to divulge everything that's going on with me, especially the stuff that is very intimate, because the idea of Navi sleeping with her best friend Xander is very intimate. You've asked me to disclose the most intimate thing that has ever happened to me, and then when I ask you what is going on, you don't tell me. And it's a twofold thing. Yes, you might want your privacy, but two, there's a certain level of peace of mind that I carry from my best friend that she is okay, and if she can't tell me she's okay, but she can't tell me why, it better be that somebody is threatening to blow up my house if she tells me. Because other than that, I'm looking at our friendship and I'm asking a lot of questions about whether or not we truly are the friends that we claim we are. That's all.
And in addition to that, she runs to Cole for comfort and help instead of her best friend. So that had me side-eyeing her big time. I'm like, what is wrong here? She's not really Navi's friend.
Yeah. So, I don't know.
Big comfort? I mean, what kind of comfort is this?
I took it differently, and the reason why I say that is maybe because this isn't Tasha's boyfriend. This is her husband, which is a little bit more tricky to separate yourself from compared to a boyfriend. And honestly, having been in bad relationships that have gotten, physical, the last thing I would want to do is bring drama to my girlfriend's house and get us both booked up. I mean, especially if I'm getting booked up too.
But you went to another man?
I would get.
I really trying to get somebody killed.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I think I would go somewhere where I felt safest. And that might be. I mean, I have my parents. I can go to my dad's house. I can go to my brother's house. But I can see I see a woman not necessarily like, oh yeah, I'm gonna run to my girlfriend's house, and then now we both gonna end up with knots on our head.
But if you run to another man, you gonna end up dead, cemetery dead. Seriously.
but you might have somebody that's a barrier between. But you might have someone that's a barrier between you and a man if there's another man.
Okay, so he gets shot first. That's just it. He gonna get shot first, and then you get shot. You don't run to another man if you have problems in your marriage. You just don't.
But Navi is a team. If you call Navi and say, I'm in trouble, my first thought is Navi going to call Xander, and I got backup. So that's why it felt even more strange that she wouldn't tell her. And I don't know. That to me, at the end of the book, we're supposed to assume that it's all good, but I'm not all good. Because if I tell you everything, but you don't trust me to tell me everything, I don't know about you, but I'm feeling used. I'm feeling like, okay, so this is a one-sided relationship. I tell you, everything's going on with me, and you can make comments and ask questions and have issues, but if I ask you the same, you don't want to reciprocate. And I have so many questions about the idea that if we're sharing everything, that it's supposed to be a two-way street. And I think that was the issue that I had with Tasha. I felt that Tasha did not fully trust in her friends, especially considering that Tasha took the time to question her friend's newfound relationship with this person that has always been trustworthy for her. I understand the questions of, are you sure you want to go there? I even understand the questions of, are you afraid of changing the navigation of your relationship? I do not, however, have an understanding of, you're asking me the most intimate questions of my life, and you are not willing to offer the same. That's what I have. Myself.
You're right. And then, you guys, did you catch it when Cole answered her phone? And he was talking to Navi, and then he said, but don't tell Xander. I was like, well, why can't she tell Xander? What's going on? We still don't know, but I'm like, that was so weird to me.
Yeah, and I could,
he said it's
I
too
could
much
see
for her right now. The calls are too much for her right now.
Like, but you're okay to comfort her?
Yeah,
I didn't even know you guys knew each other like that.
Right, and I think that was kind of the point, in that Xander and Navi are best friends, but I have the feeling that Cole and Tasha may be best friends too, who have also crossed the line. I mean, I don't know if they're physically intimate, but I think, you know, that the two relationships may be a mirror of one another. And
That's
that, you know, you have two people who are connected to others, because Cole actually goes on to say, like, I'm not interested, like, you know, they're talking about Xander's relationship with Navi, and he's like, yeah, I'm all in on something else. And he's like, you know, Xander's like, well, break your brother off a little bit. Tell me what's going on. He's like, nah, it's complicated. So, but we don't know.
I thought they were having an affair.
Right.
But if
we
they were
don't
best
know.
friends, we would see that, though. There would be no problem with them being best friends in front of Xander and Navi.
But see,
so
that's the
where
thing.
I thought they were just sneaking around.
So that's the thing. Like, how do you say another man is your best friend if you're married?
You can.
Like,
what's wrong with that?
Because your husband's supposed to be your best friend, right? You marry your best friend. So I think their relationship.
If she's having issues in her relationship and she's turning to this guy as her friend, that's a little different.
Yeah.
But
I think it's a complicated.
I'm hold Sierra hostage to the things she said at the beginning of this book chat, when she said that men and women could be friends.
Yeah.
Without having to do the dirty.
Yeah.
So if you're saying that men and women can honestly be friends without the dirty getting involved, then why would someone have to hide that they are best friends with someone of the other sex?
So I honestly think something is going on in Tasha's marriage. I mean, there's a comment, and I'm not going to give the whole book away, but when she responds, Navi is, you know, obviously checking on her. Something's going on. Tasha's behaving differently. And she says, I'm safe, implying that at some point she was not safe. Yeah. And so, and the author doesn't give us enough backstory on the other characters in the book to know how connected they are, how much time they spent together, how long they've known each other. So we don't know a lot about the other characters in the story to know, like, oh, well, we get together and we hang out all the time as couples or as friends. Xander is in a band. We don't know if Tasha's with her all the time and the relationship evolved there. But if relationships between opposite sex best friends can get complicated when you're just dating, like in Xander and Navi's case, if one person happens to be married, then it can really get complicated, especially if one person is developing feelings, which Cole may be. And the only reason I'm saying that is because she was like, I might have to kill him. Okay? Like, he was ready to get physical, because something was happening with Sasha. Yeah. And he said, like, I'm gonna just drop this bomb. Go to my place.
As if she already had the key.
Or
she knew how to get in. She had access. And she'd been there before.
So I'm like,
yes. So
what's going on?
Do you guys
what's going on?
You guys want to ask? Do you have any questions that you wanted to ask? Because I can go on, but I want to open the floor for you guys to ask any questions you have.
I have a question because this locked it for me. Even though I want to say it happened around chapter 15. There's 31 chapters in the book, y'all, plus an epilogue. But let me just throw this out there. When Xander and Navi decide to take their relationship to the next level, did anybody hear anything about, any questions about birth control, safe sex, condoms, anything? Did I miss it? Because I was reading fast.
That's it.
Nope, you did not miss it.
So, once again, what is it about their relationship that you think was the reason they did not have that conversation?
I don't know because she...
Lisa, go ahead, Lisa.
No, I was going to say I don't know because she obviously knew who his sex partners were, and the story says that he has run through a string of women because he can't keep a relationship because of Navi. So he obviously is very sexually active. He was, like you said, at the opening of the story, he was laying in the bed with another woman. So you get up out of her bed, you come to me, and now we're going to have intimate relationship, and I don't even throw a condom at you.
The conversation never came. Pregnancy never came up. Safe sex, condoms, birth control,
I can
nothing.
See maybe the pregnancy thing because if they're best friends, he's got access to her house all the time, and they share everything. So he probably already knew if she was on birth control or not. Because just the intimate conversations that they have, I'm like, God, you would say that to your male best friend? But so he may have already known if she's on birth control. But the STD thing, you can't get rid of that. I'm sorry. Some of them you just can't get rid of. And you don't know where all his partners have been. So you need to protect yourself. And there was no discussion.
So I noticed that too. And my thoughts were, these people are in a far more intimate relationship than they even realize, because I can't think, I have a brother and I have male cousins that I was raised with who are my bestest friends. They have been there for me for everything, There have been times that I was so sick that they had to sit into the doctor's office with me, and I don't think they know my birth control status. So it was just such a strange moment to acknowledge that your bestie knows so much about you that she's not worried that you broke up with your girlfriend like 2 seconds before y'all started getting together. He literally jumped out that lady's bed and came to you. So, and she even mentioned that she was glad he could come because he was popping. She was glad because her comment was before she calls him, and this is like in chapter 1, so I'm not giving anything away, is, could he potentially forgive me for those who might be offended? She wondered if, good thing he wasn't balls deep in his girlfriend when she called and he could come, and I'm thinking.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
yes,
that spoke volumes, because I'm going to tell you something. Anytime you can know a man is balls deep